And welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today on my pre-match Arsenal show. I'm joined by Dave once again. Thank you very much for joining me, Dave.
No problem, my friend. Always welcome. I love coming on to your show. And let's talk about the Reds.
The Reds, Arsenal. We've got a packed show, everyone. So make sure you do stay tuned. Stay as long as you want. Let us all know. Get involved in all the stories as well. But if you're new around here and you haven't discovered Dave's channel, head over, subscribe to Dave LFC Chats. Got some fantastic interviews from Reds around the world. You had like Americans on last week, didn't you? From all the way down from America. Tell everyone a little bit about that.
Yeah, I did a video in a Dublin pub, actually, in the city centre, which is a Liverpool supporters club pub. So it's only Liverpool fans in the bloody pub. Flags everywhere. It was like being in Liverpool. And I bumped into a Chicago Liverpool fan and a New Zealand from Auckland Liverpool fan. So I did a little interview with them, travelling. They travelled all the way over from New Zealand and Chicago to go to Liverpool to see the match they were in. Actually, I think one of them is going to the Arsenal game this weekend.
Oh, that's possible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no way. So we're going to be talking about, we've got a packed show really, so apologies if it's long, but hopefully you get involved anyway. But we're going to be talking about, obviously, pre-match thoughts for me and Dave, and I want to get every single one of you involved as well, so make sure you do get involved. Talking about the Arsenal game, most importantly, I'm excited about that. Big 3 points, I think it'll be the biggest test of the season as of yet, Dave, won't it?
Yeah, well, we both won our first two games, so we're both on 6 points. I think we're the only two teams in the league on 6 points each, so something has to give on Saturday. We've a really good record against Arsenal in the last few seasons, and I'm expecting us to beat them, especially at Anfield. It's a 5:30 kickoff. I'd love to be going to the game. Are you going to the
game? I've got to take it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Should be all good.
You bastard. I put in an early prediction. I know last year was 5-1. I don't think it'll be like that. I think it'll be a bit tighter. I will say Liverpool 2, Ars 0.
I think it's 9 over the last two meetings. I think it's like 9-1 in aggregate, isn't it?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Absolutely smashed them, really. And even the other side, when we go to the Emirates over the last couple of years, we've fared very well against them, mate. I'm excited. We'll talk a bit about the stadium news a bit later on as well.
Yeah.
A little bit more details in terms of what I'll dive into what I know, like what I've been reading.
I've a bit of stuff to read out here from the Liverpool website as well.
Yeah. And the Ox. Just a quick touching on the Ox really before we go into the Arsenal news, mate. Everyone, let me know your thoughts on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's new deal, which he's signed. I was speaking to Dave before we come on, everyone. I was a bit surprised. Like, obviously, he's a fantastic player, but he's been injured over the last couple of seasons, hasn't he? So, obviously, Klopp very much wants to reward him, but what's your thoughts, everyone, and then Dave, man?
He signed a new contract extension till 2023 season. So I think it's a 2-year add-on. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that'd be about right. I think he deserves something because he's had such bad luck. He was missing for a season, more or less, last season.
Yeah.
I mean, if he stays injury-free, I mean, we've seen him at tail end of the season before, what he was capable of. He got injured against City, remember? But on his day, he's as good as, but it's all the key for me is for him to stay fit. And hopefully, if he stays fit, we've got a player on our hands.
Yeah.
Should be sponsored by the NHS or something like that.
Alex the Oxlade walking ambulance. But yeah, no, I'm made up, mate. Obviously, I was speaking to Dave. I was surprised, everyone, because I was like, it's like, of all the players, I didn't expect it, but obviously we've signed Mane, Firmino, Salah, Ox. I think we're going through the whole team, really. And I think Klopp very much sees Alex as a big figure in the team. Obviously, injuries have hampered him over the last couple of seasons, but the games which we've seen in Champions League when played City, little sparks and moments in his little career that he's had. He's got a bright future, mate, and I think it's good that it's coming. It's just before he plays Arsenal as well, and this has come out. I think we've rewarded him because I think he's been putting in the time and effort really in terms of his recovery and rehab. If you're following on Instagram, everyone, you know he does love a good picture of the ox, doesn't he, on his fitness regimes and all that. But he's one for the camera. But I'm happy, mate. And I think in a long run, would you see him possibly being one of the mainstays in our midfield three?
It really depends. I mean, he's so injury prone. You can't say. I mean, I'd like to see him get a run in the team, maybe even 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
Yeah.
Starting. He has to start. I know he started against Southampton on Saturday. He was in and out of that game, I thought, drifted a bit. Do you not think?
Yeah, very much so.
You know what I mean? Maybe away from home as well. It's going to be different for him than being at home. I mean, Anfield, I'm sort of hoping he starts against Arsenal. A, it's his team he used to play for, and B, it's at Anfield. You get a bit more. What's the word? You get probably a bit more time in the ball. And the way Arsenal play suits us. Maybe that's why we've done so well against them in recent seasons. They will attack us, and they're very good going forward, and they will be.
Yeah.
Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe in midfield. But it's the defence that lets them down. I'm hoping Sideshow Bob. I don't know whether he's injured or not.
But we'll go straight into the Arsenal game. You know, but everyone let us know your thoughts on the Ox. Absolutely buzzing. And I'm so excited for this game, mate. Because I was watching Joe highlights, everyone, at the 4-4, Andre Arshavin all those years ago. Like, that was a mad game, that one. That one of the Premier League.
That was a horrible game. Yeah, he scored 4, I think. Didn't he? 4? The Russian guy, yeah.
Yeah, he literally, I think it was one of his first games for Arsenal, and he just, everything he touched went in the back of the net.
Yeah. I think 4 chances. He only had 4 or 5 chances.
He had 4 chances.
Unbelievable. Yeah. But I mean, last season was I think Arsenal took the lead.
He took the lead, and they were 2 boppers. Yeah, I was at the other side of the stadium, and all you see was them dancing, and then like doing the what a modern day player does anyway. Our lads do it as well, so we can't say nothing. But like they were dancing, and then he went to kick off, and then we just scored straight after. I can remember Arsenal fan TV proper flipping on them after the game, going, you were still too bothered celebrating and all that, and they weren't like switched on and that. But like it was a fantastic game. I think it'll be a lot of goals, but I think Liverpool will be. When you do listen to Arsenal fan TV, like their fans, they're very respectful of us, but they know it'll be a very big test, and it'll be Liverpool's biggest test. And a lot of them have been saying, Dave and everyone, this Liverpool, they've not been silly. They've watched us against Chelsea and Norwich. We have conceded chances, and they have got the quality really to very much score, haven't they? Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Well, at Anfield, I'd be fairly confident. Again, anybody, to be honest with you. Yeah. We certainly have to tighten up at the back. I mean, Adrian will have to have a good game. The likes of hopefully Matip and Van Dijk are playing centre half, and you've Robbo and Trent, the usual back 4, let's say. But it's the midfield for me. What kind of midfield he's going to pick? That I think will depend. That will affect the whole game. It's the midfield 3. Is it Hendo? Is it Ox? Is it Genie? Is Milner thrown back in?
Yeah, Fabinho didn't even start.
Fabinho in? Is
Lallana didn't start last week? And I think obviously Dani Ceballos, obviously the Real Madrid player who's on loan. I watched him on Match of the Day, and he looks like some player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, I think if Arsenal are to get anything from that game, I think he needs a game like he did again last week anyway. I think he's very instrumental in the way in which he plays. He's very much long passer of the ball, like Xabi Alonso-esque in terms of the way in which he plays his football. But I think shutting him down at the weekend, I think that's going to be one of the key areas in which Liverpool try and stop Arsenal's build-up play. I think it would be around him. Yeah. I think where we can get at Arsenal, and everyone, and Dave, I want to ask your thoughts on this, is like, obviously, with Arsenal having many attacking players, I think we can very much get at them from a defensive point of view, as you've already alluded to there, mate. You've got Socrates and obviously David Luiz, Sideshow Bob, as you said. He had an okay game, but David Luiz, I think it's like watching Saka at the back when we used to have him.
Look, it's like a comedy show when you think of the back, the players at the back. But you have Jay Leno in goal. who's a bloody comedian. You've got Socrates, who's a philosopher, right? And then you've also got Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a comedy show. It sounds like a Simpsons episode. But realistically, I think we just gotta attack them, Jack. Play our game.
Yeah, definitely. Mate.
I mean, we play our game, we'll beat them. You know what I mean? Simple as that. We play our game, we'll beat them.
This, so we've talked about obviously starting the lineup. So if you were going to pick your midfield, as we just talked about, then, mate, who would you?
Do you know what I would? I'd go for Fabinho, Hendo, and maybe Ox. I think it's about time he starts games.
The Ox, yeah.
That's really it's attacking. And obviously the front three will be the front three. Mane's on form. Firmino looks like he's coming into form. Last season, he was a bit iffy. Remember, this season he seems to have started well. Firmino, which is a good sign for us.
He's got a fantastic record against the Gunners, and I think it's like...
Is it 8-8, something like that?
8-8, yeah, he scored. Yeah. Especially at Anfield, so everyone...
Bobby first goal.
Yeah, have a little flutter, it'd probably be Bobby first goal, really. But mate, I'm trying to think. Like so I'd hope, and absolutely, I'd echo what you said. Then, mate, really do hope the Ox does play, and I think it'll be an exciting game to see really him get at that Arsenal team as well. I think obviously they've done it, give him that contract couple of days prior to him playing his previous club anyway. Because I think when Ox was at Arsenal, he was very much loved, and even he said when he left. He didn't really want to leave, but the club was going in the wrong direction in terms of that. But I'd go with Ginny because I think Ginny played well against Southampton. I felt really. I think not saying Fabinho played bad in any shapes, but it's from a defensive point of view, it kind of looked a little bit more settled. In terms of that, but. That's the beauty in which we've got now, isn't it? Like
it's hard to pick the truth.
It's hard to pick.
Last season, it's very hard to say. I know what. I mean, I haven't seen him in Melwood, so it's hard to know. Even tomorrow, he probably picks the team on the Friday. You know, when him in training goes right. He has the front three picked more or less. You know, that's it. If they're fit, they play. The back five for me, including Adrian and Rocky in goal, because he's the only keeper really we have fit. So. It's really the middle three, and it has been like that for maybe 18 months.
Yeah, I'm just looking at their team against Burnley 2-1.
Yeah.
Obviously, you played Maitland-Niles right back, young lad, very inexperienced. Monreal, yet again, he's a bit more or less the Alberto Moreno anyway. And Guendouzi and Wilcock, obviously the young lad anyway. And Guendouzi, obviously, he's a fantastic player, but those two being very good in terms of the central defensive. So they usually tend to go with a 4-2-3-1. So I think we could look at areas in the pitch tomorrow, hopefully, very much outnumbering them in the middle of the park and try and gain more or less possession of the ball a lot more quicker and easy.
Just literally go at them from the first bloody whistle. Because we know their defense is weak. That's their weak point. So you've got to, you know, like in battle or like in anything, you've got to go for the weak point and go for the weak point quick and fast. And obviously, first goal usually counts. I know they scored against us last season. It woke us up from a slumber. And then we hammered in, I think, 2 or 3 goals, quick fire. But at Anfield, the crowd will be, you know, it's a Saturday 5:30 kickoff. So everybody be in a lovely Saturday night mood. It'd be, weather's good for the weekend. So, I'd be confident we beat them, but you want to be careful and don't go out confident because, to be honest, our performances in the last few games haven't been, you know, you could say we were a bit lucky against Chelsea, could have went either way, really. Southampton game, I mean, we were cruising at 2-0, they got a goal, mistake, but before that, they could have easily been ahead, and I think Ings missed a sitter, to be honest, to make it 2-2. So, defensively, that cohesion is missing at the back. Plus, even the Norwich game, the 2 or 3 chances there.
Yeah.
The likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette would put away, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at the team. At Aubameyang last week, they've got him set up as down the right-hand side. So Trent are very much not Trent, Robbo will come up against Aubameyang. That'd be very interesting to see, mate. Obviously, Danny Caballos, he was playing more of an attacking role in terms of central areas. I think he was playing the central Cammy and Nelson.
What they might do, though, Jack, they might play defensive midfield rather than attacking. They might just say, listen, every time we've gone to Anfield, we've played 2 attacking and left ourselves open. They might turn around and say, listen, we're going to
just be a bit more.
Play the defensive midfielder in front of the back 4. Just ease it down a bit, you know.
Yeah. I hope we play with 11 Manes on the pitch.
Mane's on fire. I can see him score. I can definitely see Mane scoring. It's just Mane in the mirror.
I don't think there's a more attacking player on form this season, mate. He's been fantastic. Everyone, so let us all know your thoughts in terms of that. Your score predictions, your team selections we ran through, but I'm gonna go for, you know what, I'm gonna go for another 4-1 or another 4.
Confidence.
4-1 or 3-1, mate.
What do you? We'll switch away from the game on Saturday. Obviously, the news coming out of Liverpool today. There was 2 bits. Obviously, Oxlade-Chamberlain signed a contract extension to 2023. But the other thing was Reds reaffirm Anfield Road commitment. I was reading this from the actual Liverpool website. Liverpool Football Club today reaffirmed its intention to redevelop the Anfield Road stand with ambitious new plans now under active consideration. As part of this process, the 6-time European champions have committed to engage with the local community and other key shareholders while pursuing a vision in keeping with the club's aspirations. Liverpool FC's Chief Operating Officer, Andy Hughes, the progress that has been made during ongoing feasibility studies has resulted in us being in a position to allow outline planning permission to lapse. We are committed to working with local residents, planning officials and others as we now focus on details behind any proposed redevelopment of Anfield Road. Throughout this process, we have been clear that our objective is to find the best possible solution for Anfield Road, and that remains the case. So what do you think?
I'm made up, mate. The more fans of Liverpool you can get inside that stadium, it's better for us fans, easier and quicker. There's going to be more tickets available for the general.
Not confirmed. They're obviously looking at different things. See, there was an issue, I think, with Anfield because if you get over a certain capacity, I think it's 60 or 55,000.
Transport and everything.
Yeah, you have to look at different things. You have to look at transport, like maybe a rail line. You have to look at not as simple as just putting an extra few seats in.
Those lot are moving next door anyway. So
who are they?
Everton, the Ev.
Tranmere, no?
Probably the biggest club. They're bigger.
Where are they moving? They're there.
They're meant to be right next to the Mersey, so they can all.
Are they going to Melwood maybe on the training pitch? That's where they're.
There's only a status. Liverpool's reserves, as Shank said. The second best team is Liverpool's reserves.
But, that's obviously good news. And the other breaking news, Jack, was tonight. Now I know I've seen it on social media. I've seen it on Twitter. Possibility that Nike looks to be the favourite at the moment for this new kit deal next season.
That'd be great. Like, obviously, Paris Saint-Germain, I think, or is it Nike and Jordan? I think they're with anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
The thing when you get, if it is the case, mate, this would go into hand with the rumours going into
Mbappe and Sancho and all these Nike representatives.
It's got to be big market.
I don't know about that. I think Nike, because of the fact they're American for start, our owners are American.
Yeah.
That's the key there straight away. They're trying to push Liverpool in America. And if you've Nike behind you, which are the biggest sports brand in America, probably one of the biggest in the world anyway. But in America, they're American, just do it, as they say. That's, I think, the key behind it as well. Being American owners. That's why we New Balance there.
I like the way to which the club is, the direction that we're going in, mate. It's absolutely fantastic. We had those 2 Cowboys prior to obviously the
Hicks.
Yeah, the stuff they were doing to a football club and the way in which the club was getting
Cowboys.
It was sad on Rafa really in terms of him having to sell players, and but it's got to be done. It's modern day football. So I know some fans would be very not happy the way in which FSG are running the club. I still feel there's a lot of fans that are not happy with certain areas. The way,
Probably the fact we didn't buy a player in the summer. That's another thing. We're European champions. We had 97 points, one loss, best Premier League finish ever so far. I mean, Super Cup winners. We started the league, although a bit scrappily, with 2 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, no, a lot of people aren't happy anyway. I mean, there's nothing you can do about those people, really.
Yeah, you're not always going to make everyone happy.
Always going to be unhappy.
Yeah, but from my personal view, like FSG, from a market, they are very clever. They're making, if they are going down that route, that it's more money for us in terms of transfer, for players, everything. We don't want to be sat back in the olden days in terms of like, this is the modern day football now. And I think it's PSG, they're wanting to get striker deal, the biggest kit deal in world football. That would be great. It'd be so fantastic.
Well, it helps being European champions. I mean, that is the key. That's the sign on the line job. You know what I mean? That's sign. That's sign here. True, it is. Could be fake news, fakir news. Van Dijk is in negotiations to sign a contract extension. Did you hear that one? To double his wages. Double his wages.
Oh no, I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah. Oh, this is it. This is on the phone, maybe. Klopp kept on ringing me. I'll ring you back later, okay? Right. But no, I heard that. But listen, yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer. Tie him. I mean, we're tying all the players. That's another thing people forget about. This is one thing we have to just go back to. We have spent a lot of money tying players down.
Aye.
When you tie a player down or give them a contract extension or double their wages, that's like signing a new player. Yeah. We did it to Salah. We did it to Mane. We did it to Bobby. Looks like VVD is going to follow. We're doing it to all the spine of the team. That's like signing players. A lot of people don't realise that. But if you can tie Van Dijk down to another, say, 5 years, wow, you know, that's as good as signing a player, really, isn't it? The likes of Barca, tell them to fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The biggest deal that we all want, and I think you were talking on your channel, mate. Look, if we can get him sorted, that would be fantastic. But as you were speaking on the channel, mate, and everyone, if go and check Dave's video where we talked about Klopp. Anyway, done great video. You just talked about he loves to see his contract through. He's very loyal in terms of wherever he's been at, Mainz, Dortmund, whoever. Yeah. But
he's an honor. See, the thing about people, he's a family man as well. You never hear him talk about his family. He's married. I think he's a young lad, 1 or 2 kids. They're older, they're in their 20s. But he's very honourable. He was at Mainz where he started playing and then became manager. Then he was Dortmund. But when he says he's going to go when his contract expires, he never doubles back on it. Now, he hasn't said he's going to go. He said it jokingly in an interview during the week.
Yeah.
I'm gone, or I might retire, full stop. But he hasn't signed the extension. And I think there was an extension on the table just before the Champions League. Another 2 years. Hasn't signed it. He still could sign it. I personally think he's 3 years left. If he was to win the Premier League, I don't think he'd sign it, Jack. I think he'd think his job is done with the Premier League and the Champions League. That would be the dream, and he knows it's the dream for Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's a legend already, but I would think he wouldn't sign an extension. He might go on his little sabbatical for a year that he does and comes back. Like Mourinho, you know. So he's honourable. And
I can imagine him obviously staying as long as he possibly can. He can, like, really, but we don't know what's happening behind the scenes in terms of anything. He's the best placed person to know. And if he wanted to have any inkling of him personally wanting to go, managing Liverpool is not an easy job. And like many managers gone past anyway, felt it difficult. And there's going to be so much pressure. But I tell you what, I'd hope that he stayed, signs a new contract.
Listen, I'm hoping he signs a 10-year contract. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is he's honourable. He's the type of man, he jokes a lot and all stuff like that, but he's actually intelligent, A, super intelligent, B, honourable, and 3, usually says what he means or means what he says. You know what I mean? Never really mixes his words too much. So I would believe them in saying he said there's no hurry about extension. You know, don't worry about that. That'll work itself out. He's concentrating on his Liverpool. Start of the season. He's 3 years. Don't be panicking, basically, he's saying. 3 years, relax. We talk about it next year, you know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too worried. Where would he go? Who's better than Liverpool at the moment? Anyway, nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody.
Yeah, but I'm excited, mate. Everyone, thank you very much. I think we're gonna wrap it up there, mate. Absolute legend for coming on. Everyone, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Let us all know in the comment section below. Get involved in all stories. Nike potential deal as well that me and David spoke about. Would you like to see Nike being sponsors of Liverpool in the future? I tell you what, Liverpool's kits are already expensive at the minute. They will get even more expensive.
Oh, no. I personally am an Adidas man. I remember Liverpool with the 80s with Adidas. Adidas is just football for me. But listen, if Nike do the deal and we get a 5-year, a 10-year deal, whatever it is, and it breaks the records, we get the money in, gives us enough money to get more transfers, maybe develop the grounds, as we were talking about, it's all good.
It's all happy days, mate, in terms of on the field and off the field as well. Liverpool Football Club has never been in a more stable, healthier.
Financially, we're unbelievable. I mean, we made more money in the TV money last year than Man City.
Yeah.
We were the top Premier League team. I think by about 3 or 4 million ahead of City. 152 million, I think we made on TV rights alone. And we made another 100 million from Champions League. $250 million just for TV rights. Don't forget about merchandise.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Way up there.
Yeah, so from where we were years ago to where we are now, it's fantastic.
Even say 5 years, even in 5 or 6 years, where we've come from 5 or 6 years ago to now. But also remember, it's not all about money. I suppose at the end of the day, it's really about. But unfortunately, the world we're living in right now, a lot of it's to do with money, especially in sport, especially big top clubs. If you don't have money behind you, you're gonna suffer.
But we can see the proof in the pudding as well, mate. As well, can't we? Like, if FSG were doing this stuff and we weren't being successful on the pitch, then there'd be serious issues, obviously. But you've got the man, the absolute legend in Jürgen, and he's doing the business on the football pitch as well. And I think they'll do it next summer or January. If Jürgen turns around, I need 100 million to get X, Y, and Z players. The board will back him 110%.
And another thing as well, people are forgetting, we're moving from Melwood to Kirby next season. Yeah. Another huge investment gone in. See, there's money going on in the background. And that's why Klopp did say in an interview, I think it was after the Champions League, about, all these, like Man City have money come out their ears, oil money, PSG, oil money, really. So it's fake, it's monopoly money. But for Liverpool, it's real money, and they're a well-run, proper club. They can see all the stuff going on in the background. As I said, contract extensions, players' wages going up, giving them better ways to keep them happier, signing a lot of young players, giving them a lot of good wages, and building a new training facility.
Yeah.
That's millions. So relax. We have a good squad. As you say, maybe January, pop someone in, or next summer go big. That's what it is. Exactly what it is.
Right. Legend, Dave. As I said before as well, everyone, if you haven't checked Dave's channel out, go and check him out. Dave LFC's chat anyway. But hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, everyone. We'll be with you maybe tomorrow if you want as well, or even Saturday after the match as well. Definitely after the match for post-match. I'll get Dave on as well, yet again. Absolute legend. But thank you for coming on, mate.
No problem. And I'll leave you with this. Nike.
Love it, mate. See you later, fella. Ciao.